Hello, good morning. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy American Thanksgiving for those of you that are part of this group and tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic day with family and friends, and of course get to enjoy all the delicious food that comes with that holiday. So diving into Q&A. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. I need a sip of coffee. Even though it's just decaf, I haven't had a sip yet. And it's probably gonna get cold. Talking about constipation, tracking macros, what to eat at work when you don't have a lot of time. Waking up at 2 to 3 a.m. What does that mean and what you can do about it? And what types of sauces and dressings do I recommend? So let's get right to it. First one, what types of sauces, dressings do I recommend? I actually brought some things from my fridge and my pantry. So one brand that I absolutely love is this Chosen Foods. There's several different things. Like this is the avocado oil that I use. I love it. I'm very sad that Costco doesn't have it anymore. I tried the other one and I was like, it does not compare. So this is definitely my go-to for all of my oil needs. And even when I'm wanting to make a dressing, I don't often buy dressings, but this is my go-to, balsamic and avocado oil. Olive oil is also fantastic, big fan. I just find I use avocado oil and that's what I buy. Now, in terms of balsamic vinegars, I think they're fantastic. They definitely, vinegar in general helps to stimulate digestion. There's lots of great properties to it. But for balsamic vinegars, you want to read labels because they are not created equal. This one I love because it only has 3 grams of sugar. A lot of them are absolutely loaded with sugar. So again, read labels with anything to see what's in certain products. Even like organic products will have, and I'm going on a little bit of a tangent, but will have seed oils in them. And I'm just thinking of pumpkin seeds. For example, I buy pumpkin seeds from Safeway because it's literally just pumpkin seeds. There's nothing else in them. But I know at Costco, I've picked up the bag of pumpkin seeds and there's a seed oil in them. And I try to stay away from seed oils because over time, and they're found in a lot of foods, a lot of processed foods, it just becomes rancid and it can be inflammatory. This, like I showed you at the beginning, is a salad dressing. It does have avocado oil. A lot of dressings do have seed oils. A lot of them have sugar. This does not have any sugar. This does not have any seed oils because it is made with avocado oil. Also, mayo made with avocado oil. So again, that Chosen brand, you cannot go wrong with this. And another favorite one of my saucy sauce brands, dressing brands, is Naked and Saucy. This is soy sauce because I don't currently have any other dressings, but you can find, I believe there's like a sweet chili or there's like a Thai one. Of course, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but Naked and Saucy. You can actually order these online if you can't find them in your local grocery store. All right. Next question, constipation. My computer went to sleep. I do struggle with constipation even with drinking so much water and eating vegetables. So it could be a hydration issue. It could be a fiber issue. It can be a food sensitivity issue. It can be because you've got something deeper going on in your gut, whether that is candida, H. pylori, maybe you have parasites. The only way to truly know what is going on in your gut is by doing a functional lab, by doing a GI map test. That's going to give you just a whole outlook as to what the heck is going on in your gut. But there's several things, of course, that you can do. So yes, hydration, incredibly important. Drinking remineralized water, drinking alkaline water, drinking hydrogen water. Those are all great ways to actually hydrate your cells. If you are drinking tap water, if you are drinking bottled water, that's not necessarily hydrating your cells. It can actually bind to the minerals that are in your body and like flush it away and just create more issues. It can bind to digestive enzymes and take it away. So the quality of your water matters hugely. And so filtering your water should be at the forefront of your mind. Unfortunately, our water is just not great. There's so many toxins. Gasoline has been found in it. I was going to say I'm kind of giggling to myself and I shouldn't be, but there's prescriptions that are even found in our water sources. There's been like birth control that has been found in water because a lot of women, unfortunately, are on birth control because doctors seem to push that out like crazy. It, of course, gets excreted out of your urine, and it's not something that's able to be filtered. There's even been like parasites that are found in water. If you're drinking out of plastic water bottles thinking that it's good for you, I hate to break it to you, but you are likely drinking, it's not likely, you are drinking a lot of microplastics, and that's another issue for another day. But yes, quality of your water matters hugely. Fiber intake matters as well. So minimum 25 grams of fiber for ladies, upwards of 35 grams. Some people can tolerate a little bit more, but that sweet spot seems to be between 25 and 35 grams. Of course, it creates bulk to your stool and helps you pass it. If you are under eating, if you're not eating enough food, that will constipate you. If you are eating a lot of gluten-based foods, here in Canada, gluten sources are not great. If you go to Europe, they just have different laws, different rules when it surrounds food. Things are less processed, but here it's just not great. I know gluten and dairy, for all you cheese lovers, I'm a cheese lover too, but if you struggle with constipation, gluten and dairy are the top two things that are only going to exacerbate that. Now, if you want a quick help when it comes to constipation, magnesium glycinate would be my number one pick. Number two would be citrate. I'm a huge fan of magnesium glycinate. It's something that I recommend to all of my clients, especially women. We do tend to have like a lot on our plate. We do tend to have more stressors, and magnesium is the one mineral that gets used up really, really quickly. So magnesium can be hugely helpful in the interim while we figure out, other reasons why you might be struggling with constipation. All right, number two, it's very challenging sometimes to track macros, like going to someone's house for supper. Any tips? So it definitely can be. If you don't know what's in the recipe, it can be challenging. I always recommend you track something based off of what you're eating. MyFitnessPal has a huge library of, my glasses are so dirty. MyFitnessPal has a huge library of inputs that people have put in. It might not be entirely accurate, but at least tracking something brings awareness, even if it completely throws off your day. The thing with tracking macros is if you've been doing it consistently for an amount of time, you can often like break down a dish, for example. And what I mean by that is if you're having like a chicken stew, I don't know why that came to my mind. I don't even know if that exists, but if you have like a chicken stew and you know that there's chicken in it. You know that there's potatoes in it. You know that maybe the base is tomato sauce. You can add 3 to 5 items, probably some oil of some kind, just to make sure you've got your fats. But often dishes are a combination of all 3 macros. So if you do your best to guesstimate, that's all I can ask for. And as I mentioned, if you've been tracking macros for quite some time, you learn what 100 grams of chicken looks like. You learn what 150 grams of potatoes looks like. Like, I've been doing this for years and years, and I can, sometimes I'll even test myself. I can be pretty friggin' close, like within 10 grams, just based off of me measuring, putting that into my Fitness Pal for the last 15 plus years, and just knowing that that's ultimately what it looks like. It's not, one meal out here or there that's going to completely throw you off. It is all the other days and all the other meals that add up. So if you are religious, consistent with tracking your food all of the other times, then a meal here, a meal there isn't going to make like a massive difference. And I actually posted something similar about this on my stories yesterday, about vacations and holidays and meals that you don't eat at home. People make such like I guess they worry about it a lot, but it's all of the other meals, like vacations, holidays. If you're taking 2 to 3 weeks of vacations and you're celebrating all of the major holidays, that's like 4 to 7% of your year. And when you think about that, it's like, okay, there's many other meals that I can dial in. Now I can't see my screen, so I gotta put these back on, but they're so distracting. I sit at work straight hours for 8 straight hours. I do try to walk a little. I know it sounds horrible, but true. Anyway, to eat lunch at work is very challenging, as no time to chew the food properly and no time to walk after. What would you suggest I eat at work fast? So my number one thing is smoothies. Smoothies are almost like pre-digested. They're easy on the digestive system. You can get all of your main macros. You can actually load it up with nutrients. You can put, of course, protein powder of choice, collagen, vegetables. You can put kale. You can put sweet potatoes. You can put spinach. You can add chia seeds. You can add hemp hearts. You can add pumpkin seeds. Like, you can add coconut oil. I will add coconut oil to my smoothies for my fat. Of course, you can add things like nuts and nut butter, peanut butter, almond butter, that are great fat sources as well. But that would be my number one thing. Next thing would be like a soup. Again, because it is, well, I don't know how quickly you can eat your soup, but soups are fairly easy to eat. And even if you like blend it up, you can definitely put it in a thermos and you can eat it. Drink it. I've been on a butternut and kabocha, I don't even know if that's how you say it, but kabocha squash kick. I just like blend it up. It's so easy to make. I add chicken to it, and it's something that I can eat a lot quicker because there's less chewing involved. Now, if you cannot get movement after your walks, just because it's so good for digestion, it's so good for regulating blood sugar, decreasing cravings, improving your energy. If you can't do a walk, body weight squats. I'm telling you, moving your legs, those are your largest muscle groups in your legs, in your body. Just doing body weight squats after your meals for 60 seconds, getting up after another 15 minutes, doing 60 seconds of body weight squats, doing that consistently throughout the day has been shown to be just as effective, if not more effective, than going for walks after your meals. So do not forget that. If you're in your office or if you have a standing desk like I do, getting in some movement, doing a few body weight squats is very valuable. All right, last but not least, last 3 nights I've been waking up 2 to 3 a.m. I know all about this because I've struggled with this. I lay in bed for a couple hours, then I have a banana or a piece of toast and peanut butter, then I can get right back to sleep. So that's the key in this question here. Any suggestions why I might be waking up? It all has to do with blood sugar. It has to do with cortisol. So when our blood sugar levels dip too low, our body, very smart, will stimulate cortisol. Cortisol is what gets glucose back into our blood and it protects us. If our blood sugar gets too low, we can get very sick. We can actually die from it. So our body does that as a way to stimulate some glucose to get it back in our bloodstream so that we don't feel unwell. So snack before bed can be hugely helpful. I will have a scoop of peanut butter. Sometimes I'll grab a few dates with that. Sometimes I'll have a piece of cheese. Sometimes I will have a couple scoops of Greek yogurt if we have that, with some fruit. Like I've been eating a lot of mandarin oranges, so a little mandarin orange, but something right before you go to bed. And when I say right before, like I will have that at 8 o'clock and then I go to bed. And I read for 30 to 60 minutes, depending on how tired I am and how good my book is. So bedtime snacks, just something little, not a huge meal to like stimulate an awake state, but something little like I just mentioned here. Could even be a couple nuts, can be hugely helpful for just helping to stabilize those energy levels and sleeping throughout the night. All right, that's it for today. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great Thursday.